Good morning, I am live. So it seems. Yeah, I'm live. Yippee-doo. What I will, go away. What I will do in a minute is, excuse me, I'm breaking wind here. I will disappear on you in a minute. Because I have the pan on for a couple. Good morning, one person. I was just saying I will disappear on you in just a second. So I have a pan on in the kitchen for a cup of tea. So I will disappear on you for a cup of tea. And I'll come straight back. Actually, I'll tell a lie. Actually, it's a cup of coffee. It's a cup of coffee, actually. But it's all good stuff. Right, just getting my, I'm all behind this morning, just getting my tools ready. Just getting my tools ready, my trusty Citadel sprue cutters. Right, what we are doing is there's no painting today. What we're doing today is building the rest of these 28mm British infantry for the Zulu campaign in 1879. I've done the standing figures. So I've done them. So you get a closer view. Yeah. So I've done 12 of them. So what I got now is 12 kneeling figures. So I'll put the heads on in a bit, but I've got 6 of these. Still to put the arms on. There you go. So we'll put the arms on these, and then we'll put the heads on. What I found with the, excuse me, let me get my coffee a minute. Right, here we go. Complete with my new mug. You can see this one, huh? Planet of the Apes mug. So what I was going to say was, the Perry's figures, these ones, perfectly nice figures. Good morning, Frank. Hope you're well. Good morning, Gary. Third Sun 9043. What time is it in your area? It's 4:51 in my place. Where are you two then? If it's 4:51 in the afternoon, where are you two? Let me know where you're two. I'm interested to know where you're two. Here it's 10:50, roughly 10:55 in the morning. So where are you two if it's 4:51 in the afternoon? Let me know where you're two. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, what I was saying was these standing figures by Perez. I didn't like the way the heads join the body. I didn't think that was a good system at all that they employed. So what I did was actually drill out the head and drill out the neck on the figure. And I put a pin in because I could easily see these, the heads getting knocked off in a gaming sort of situation. So I thought, well, I'll pin them on. And there's one or two gaps in places where the arms join. So they need a bit of filler. So we've got filler here, so we'll probably do that. They're quite nice figures, actually. There's nice detail on them and nice selection within the box. There's some heliographs and command figures with flags and stuff, which is nice. Much better selection than the Warlords figures, which is what these kneeling figures are. So I've done 12 Peres and 12 kneeling figures. What I found with these kneeling figures is, if I can find one that's still got it on, you see on the back of the figure there, it's got like, I don't know whether it's going to let me show you or not. Yeah, see, it's got the bayonet scabbard sticking down. A lot of those have actually broken off. And I'm considering just taking them all off. I think that's what I'll probably do, because they haven't got them on the Peres figures. So I'll probably break all these off in a minute, but we'll get the arms glued on anyway. This one's actually come off, this bayonet scabbard, so I'll clean that up a minute. So I hope you're all doing well. Miserable day here in the south. We're in the south of England. It's pretty miserable. Wet and very windy. And apparently it's going to be like that for the rest of the week, which is not good. I'm not looking forward to that at all. So I will be on the workbench quite a bit, I think, which is good because there's plenty to do here. There's plenty to do. And I do have a lot of things I want to do. If this gets a bit much, I'll tell you something. If this gets a bit much, I think I'll break all these scabbards off now, actually. If this gets a bit much, I'm shaking too much, then we'll just have to go and do something else. But we'll see how it goes. I seem on a reasonably even keel this morning. I went and had a blood test yesterday for this shaking thing, so we'll see what that reveals anyway. But I'm on a reasonably even keel this morning, which is nice. Yeah, if you're 451, yeah, you have the same boxes, Frank. Yeah, they're okay. Like I say to people, when doing these figures, I personally think you need to mix both boxes together. I mean, that's one of the big gripes for me with the Peres figures, is there's no kneeling figures. I don't know why they've not put any kneeling figures in the box. I don't understand that. But they're perfectly nice figures. Good morning, Ralph. Hope you're well. What's it like in your location weather-wise? It's blowing a gale here and raining and wet and incredibly miserable. Where's my cutters here? Let's cut all these bayonet scabbards off. We'll get rid of them because they're bending anyway. So let's cut them off. Because they're not on the Peres figures anyway, the bayonet scabbards. And in a gaming context, nobody's really going to bother anyway, are they? Are you? How got any bayonet scabbards? What a thing. So we'll cut them off. Get rid of them. Grey here, yeah. I don't know whether what we've got down here, weather-wise, will scoot up to you or not. I don't know. But it's very wet here, very windy. Not a nice day at all. Hopefully it'll be dry for the rugby this evening. but we'll see. We'll see. But it's supposed to be pretty miserable for the week, actually, which I'm not looking forward to, really. I do have to go out Monday, do a little job. This is one of the great tools I managed to get. Citadel Mold Line Scraper. Yeah, I think it's bad weather everywhere, isn't it? Yeah, so you've got a view towards Cornwall then, Ralph. Look at their left leg. Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Frank. Forgive me for not noticing that. That's easy to overlook. Well, the warlords don't have now. It's neither here nor there, really. I do find with the warlords ones, these scabbards, they break off at the drop of a hat. You know, I had a load of them that had broken off, not by me, I hasten to add. So rather than have some with and some without, I just cut them all off. Yeah, that's easy to overlook on the Perez ones, the scabbard going down the leg like that. Oh well. If we get these all built and filled, what I plan to do, because as you know, I'm very keen on, at present, very keen on painting civilians in 135 scale. My, where's my coffee? My mini art civilians, they're done and dusted. I've done them. That's not a very good view with the light and everything. But they're finished. I just got to put them on some bases and take some proper pictures in the light box. I missed a trick with that guy. I'll tell you what I should have done with that guy in a minute. Here's our bakery guy, which is, I gotta say, come on, focus up, will you? Come on, focus up. You've had the adjustments. Yeah, there you go, look. Beautiful figure. Beautiful figure. I couldn't be more pleased with that figure. I even dirtied up his trousers and put flour on his trousers. Absolutely superb figure. Yeah, I tell you what I should have done with this figure. This figure definitely has to be in the resistance. Come on, focus up, will you? There you go. He definitely has to be in the resistance, that guy. So what I should have done was cut that hand off, that hand there, and I should have used a grasping hand and put a machine gun in it or something, an MP40 or something like that. That's what I should have done. Mr. Tricky, that guy. But never mind. But a nice 4 miniatures to go with my other civilians. Oh, well done, Frank. Well done. I could put a rifle on his back. That's a good idea. You know, that's a good idea. I think I might do that. I might put a rifle on his back. Well done for suggesting that, because he's a nice figure, and he does look like he should be in the resistance. Yeah, I got plenty of spare rifles here, so I'm glad you bought a light box. They're good. You'll like it. You'll like it. It's definitely the way to go when you photograph your miniatures. Put it in the light box. I always use the white background. Then take your photographs in the light box. There's as much light as you can get. Then put them on the computer, and you can enhance them even further on the computer, and they look great. They look great. I'll do these when I have 5 minutes, these figures. And I got some more pictures I want to take and send to Masterbox. So I'll be sending them some more pictures. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. And they're not expensive. The light boxes are not expensive. Well worth the small amount you pay for them. They're very good. If it's one thing that I've really learned this year in this business, that's really been worth learning, is how to photograph the miniatures. Yes, I've got a whole load of. Good morning, Angor Watt. How is life? Not so bad, not so bad. Okay. I'm still here, that's the main thing. Still here, that's the main thing. On a pretty even keel this morning, so that's good. That's good. Yes, I've got a lot of boxes of Warlord Zulus. I don't think I've got any Perez Zulus here. It'll be interesting to compare the two. But yeah, I know I have quite a lot of boxes of Warlord Zulus. They're going to be interesting to paint. See how I get on with dark, sort of flesh tones. That's going to be interesting. What I was going to say just now was, I got sidetracked with all this. My bench is a disgrace here. What I was going to say was, if I've got time this morning, see how we get on with building these 28mm figures. If I have time, what I will do is, because as I've been saying to you, you know what I'm like for civilians that I've been adding to. Hopefully you can see them. I've got them. Now, I think it's Detailed Scale View. I think that's the name of his channel. He did a review of that box. So nice looking figure. So if I've got time this morning, I'll start putting these two figures together. But what I also bought, as we've done one bakery figure, I bought that box as well with the bakery stand. So looking forward very much to putting that together. And those two guys will go well with that guy. So looking forward to doing that. So we'll see how things go this morning. This is focusing a lot better now, this autofocus, since I made the modification. It's very good. It's well worth it if you have this camera, Logitech C920. The modification is well worth doing. Right, let's have a look. Let's have some arms here. That's got no arms on it at all, so what do I looking at that for? What do we got here? Trying to get as much variety in these figures as possible. Yeah, I want this one. I want this one. This is my first foray into 28 mil. Which is quite interesting. I notice it's easy to overlook some of these arms, where the arm joins the figure, they have letters on them, B, A, C, etc. So I'm assuming by that B goes to B, C goes to C, A goes to A, I suppose. Use the two arms with the same letter on them. I suppose that's the idea of it. They don't all seem to have letters on them because it looks like it didn't come out well in the sort of molding process. However, we shall do as good a job as we can do with these figures. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. That's gone on the floor. Luckily, it didn't go under the bench. Nothing worse than grubbing around under the bench. Ah, this arm's got stripes on it. It's a sergeant. Okay. What's the scale of these figures? Oh, another 28 mil figures. But if I was going to do, Ralph will probably know, if I was going to do sort of Rorke's drift, how many 24-man units would I need for Rorke's drift? 2, 3, something like that? Perizulu and more plainly dressed as they would have been. Also, the Warlord figures have some odd stances, and there is a lack of options in how to glue them together. Ah, right. Maybe I should scale 156. Yeah. So how many? I'm doing a 24-man unit here. So if I was going to do Rorke's drift, how many of those 24 units would I need? Would I need 3, 4, 2? Let me know if you know. God, these are fiddly, these pieces. God. Don't shake, Karen. Yeah, maybe then, and when I've got a few shekels in the bank, maybe I should buy some Perizulus. What I'm planning to do with these figures, I can just get this piece off this shoulder here. What I'm planning to do with these, so I'm going to do, painting wise, I'm going to do them in do my head in. I'll paint them in batches of 8. So I'll do 3 batches of 8. Then after I've done 3 batches of 8, if you're using 1-to-1, yeah, so you'd need, it's crikey, that's a lot of units, isn't it? That's a lot of painting. Yeah, I'll paint them in 3 batches of 8. 8, 8, 8. Once I've done 3 batches of 8, I'll do the command figures, and probably a heliograph as well. I'll do one of those heliographs because they look quite nice. Do you normally, Ralph, do you normally use 1-to-1 when you're doing it, or do you use 5-to-1 or 6-to-1 or something like that? Just curious to know how it sort of works. Right, so look here. How does this fit? Can I get this arm reaching into the ammo pouch? Yeah, that's not bad. Where's me glue? Where's me glue? You know, I was watching a program yesterday on YouTube about Fred Dibner's house. Now we all know who Fred Dibner was. Unfortunately, when he died, his house was ransacked. I thought that was terribly sad. They're stealing bits off his steam engines and everything. Pretty terrible. Such is the sad world in which we live. Great industrialist like Fred, and he gets treated like that when he dies. Shocking. Yeah, these are going to need a bit of filler around the shoulder joints. But that's nothing that can't be done. Drop a little bit of glue in there. God, this glue absolutely stinks. Should be wearing my face mask or something. Glue my lungs together. Right, let's have a look. God, stop shaking, Karen. Shaking like a leaf in a tree. Not good, folks. Ah. See what I mean? See what I mean? There we go. There you go. That's that guy now with arms, so that's good. That's one less. One less to do. Right. Arms, what have we got here? What have we got here? Shooting. I don't really want too many shooting. Suppose we could have that one, I suppose, can't we? We could have that one. What letter is that on it? Is there a letter on it? I think that's A, isn't it? A. Well, they're all B, aren't they? Are they all the same? Is that A or B on it? Because we can't really see it. Let's have a look at one that we've done here. Okay, so which arm did we use for that? must be that one. Okay, we'll use that one then. Go with that one. Go with that one. So I shall be interested to see who wins the rugby tonight, semi-final. I would like England to win, but I have to say I have to back South Africa. I just think they're too strong. But we'll see. It's all on the day, isn't it? All on the night. Anything can happen in a semi-final. $500 Zulu figures. Yes, I used 1-for-1 British, and I have about 500 Zulu figures and fed into casualties again. So that, God, great. You've got 500 Zulus. That's a lot of painting. My gosh. I take my hat off to you for painting that many Zulus. I tell you what who I was watching last night. And that was VK. I was watching VK last night, and he's painting Lanchinecks at the moment. Boy, do they look pretty. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very nice figures indeed. Not too much cleanup on this stuff. It's not too bad. I've had a lot worse figures to clean up. Some of the 1/72nd figures, the Napoleonics, can be awful to clean up. But these are not too bad. I can live with it, a little bit of cleaning. Now we're not doing well in the cricket, I notice, the World Cup. What's it in the cricket? We got beat by Afghanistan. Come on. Can't believe it. The England cricket team getting beaten by Afghanistan. Come on. And I noticed this tournament round, there's no West Indian team. Why is there no West Indian team? Did they not qualify or what? Normally, West Indians enter a team in a competition. That is one advantage, I will say. That is one advantage of 1/72nd scale figures. There's no real building to them. You know, you just cut them off the sprue, clean off any flash, and they're done. All right, you might have to put a rider onto a horse or something, but really outside of that, they're done. I was watching a few evenings ago. I'd watched the film Quo Vadis with Robert Taylor. Film I like very much. And I watched that, quite a long film, well, what we'd call an epic. So I watched that. But on the DVD that I had, it's a special edition. And they had a documentary on there about how they made it, how they put it together. And in a couple of the scenes in Quo Vadis, if you're eagle-eyed, there are motor cars driving in the background. In the distance, you see motor cars, which is interesting. I think there's even a motor car somewhere in the film Ben-Hur. I think there's one in that as well. But it's so, what's the word I could use here? Obscure or something like that. You've got a job to notice it. The average person wouldn't really notice it. The Eschi Zulus were really nice as well. What's that 1/72nd scale? Must be then. Glory days, Eschi. They made some nice stuff, Eschi. I got quite a lot of stuff here in 135 scale, that's Eschi. I've got a lot of German vehicles here in 135 that are Is there really? There's a man smoking a cigarette in overalls in El Cid. Really? Wowee. I'm going to have to watch that film now and find him. I've got that film here, El Cid. Wowee. Never knew that. It's like, I tell you, what it reminds me of. It's like the short films made by Laurel and Hardy. There's some really, really bad continuity errors in those films if you look. And if you go on YouTube, you can just put in Laurel and Hardy continuity errors and it'll come up. The Eschi 1/72 figures still can stand the test of time with current figures. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, they did quite an extensive range, as I remember, Eschi. Really? I gotta look for that now. You started me off now, Ralph. Marvelous. That's the mess with mass scenes. I tell you, you talk about mass scenes in the film Quo Vadis. You see scenes in like the arena, Roman arena. You have vast crowds in the arena. Most of that's painted on glass, apparently. And what they did was, on the glass, they'd scrape little tiny bits away here and there on the glass, and they'd have something behind the glass that would revolve. So it would make the thing look like there was movement in it. Isn't it amazing how they did things back then? Now it would all be done with computer imaging and stuff like that. But yeah, it was interesting the ideas they had to replicate mass audiences and stuff like that. It was interesting. A very interesting documentary, actually. But very good film, a very enjoyable film, Quo Vadis, with Robert Taylor. But then I'm a sucker for Robert Taylor. Film, Ivanhoe, that's a nice one. Quentin Durward was actually very difficult to get. I had to send to Spain to get it. And when you get it, the menu, when you first put the disc in, it all comes up in Spanish. but you can work out what's what. And the soundtrack plays in English, it's no problem. It's just like our Spanish release or whatever they call it. But it's quite a good film, The Adventures of Quentin Durward. He died too young, Robert Taylor. Died of lung cancer. He went into for an operation for one thing, and they opened him up, and they found he was like riddled with lung cancer. So they sewed him back up again. Poor devil. Great pity. He was a very, very fine actor. Right, let's glue the arms on this figure. No point in sitting here like a bloody lemon. Let's get these things done. Sooner they're done, sooner we can get some filler on them where needed. Looking forward to getting some paint on these. Freaking useless glue. I always seem to have to put 2 lots of glue on these things. Maybe I should just use super glue and be done with it. Right, that doesn't seem too bad. Let's make sure that's level. Right, push that down a bit. So I want to make sure that other arm fits. That's not too bad. Right, drop more glue on it. Right, I'll put that over there, let that dry for a minute, that arm. We'll get on with something else. How many we got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay. What else have we got here? I'll have to do that then. Have to do that. Okay. Really? I've got that here, Waterloo. Well, I think that was the case, wasn't it, with the film Zulu? I think a lot of the figures up on the hill in the distance in Zulu, they were just shields nailed to planks of wood. And they were just held up by guys in the distance, but they were so sort of far away, it didn't really make any difference. It's amazing what they get away with in the cinema. That's a good film to see in the cinema, actually, Zulu. I've seen it when I must have been, what, 7 or 8, something like that. I saw it in the cinema. A very fine film, even with its inaccuracies. We can't forgive them for that. Nobody goes to the cinema now, though, do they? It's all DVDs at home and stuff. That's the way it's gone, you see. I haven't been to the cinema for a long time. Maybe I should, just for old times. See. When I was a kid, I used to go to the cinema Saturday mornings, get in for 10 pence. Saturday morning. Right next door to the cinema, there was a sweet shop, so I used to go in there first. That was how I spent my Saturday morning. Mother didn't care where I was. Mother knew where I was. At the cinema. You probably wouldn't let your child do that now. You'd probably be too afraid they might be abducted or something. Sign of the times. Yes, it's a very handy tool, this Citadel mold line remover. I have to say, the mold line removers that Citadel make now, they don't look half as good as this. Because they've changed the design totally. They don't look nothing like that. And to my mind, the mold line removers, the new ones that they make, I see, they don't look like they'll last either. Whereas this thing, it's going to last forever. That'll last forever. I don't need to get another one. A very, very handy tool. I probably get more use out of this one tool than anything else. Yeah, please. Oh, shit. Come on, don't drop it now. I'm quite pleased this morning. My hands are behaving quite well this morning. Right, so let's have a look. What we got here? Another firing figure. I didn't really want too many of them, but such is life. Hey ho. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Well, Christmas around the corner. Can't believe that's coming round already. Right, you have to put that up a bit. There you go. Right, twist that round a bit. If I get it level, then I know the other arm's going to fit when it's dry. There you go. So put that over there to dry before we attempt to put the other arm on it. I'm learning through experience with these, folks. Yeah, that one's not bad. That's pretty. We can put the other arm on that now. I shall be glad when this job is done. Believe you me. It's a fiddly job for somebody like me. Not a job I've particularly been enjoying. Because with shaky hands, it's not that good. Yeah, see? See what I mean? Amazing how some of these haven't gone across the room by now. The fiddliness of them. I take my hat off to you for painting and building 500 Zulus. God. That's a time-consuming job. There you go. There you go. Right, put a bit of glue in that, I think. And a little bit more in that. And we can leave that as it is. There you go. That's another one done. Right, 3 left. Right, what we got here? Arm with a cartridge. Yeah, there we go. Right, we'll have arm with a cartridge, I think. Where's my cutter? I'm talking to myself now. I get a better class of conversation when I talk to myself. Well, what else we got here? Let's have a look. Yeah, I wonder where that's gone then. Oh, there it is. There it is. You're not looking properly, Karen. No, that's got a hand on it, so that's no good. Has to be that one, doesn't it? So where's that gone? Yeah, that one's been taken. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Plenty more where that come from. It's certainly easier making figures in 1/3/5 scale, I'll tell you that. The toys for what? A-toys. All right. Yeah, I know where she went, didn't I? Which was shame. A lot of her stuff now is actually very collectible. Eshy stuff. I got something I have got here. 1/35 scale. I've got some Eshy British Airborne. Some Red Devils I've got here by Eshy. So at some point we'll have a go at them. Do you know what? I'll tell you something now. I sort of come to the conclusion for a while that the human race is not fit to inherit the earth. But I will say something restored my faith a little bit yesterday, because I had to go for this blood test. At my doctor's, so I caught the bus to town, which I just caught, by the way. I only just caught. That's better. And I got to town, and I was like, it was early morning. My appointment was 9:20. So I had like half an hour to kill. So I walk around the town, and I had like, yeah, it was nice. And I had this idea, oh, I'll walk past my old primary school, which I did. And the kids were all going to school with their parents and their mothers mostly, because fathers always seem to try and get out of walking their kids to school. And a lot of them are gone to work anyway. But anyway, I'm walking past the primary school lower section where the youngest kids would go. There's people walking towards me. And a little girl with her mother was walking along. And the little girl stopped. And she looked at me and she said, come on, Fingers. She looked at me and said, if you were poor, I'd give you all my money. I said, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. And off they went to school. So it restored my faith in the human race a little bit. Thinking back on it, I should have said, I am poor. How much you got? Hand it over. She would have said, give me your money. But she didn't know me from Adam, and I didn't know her. But she just stopped and said, if you were poor, I'd give you all my money. Yeah, marvelous. There are still some nice people about. What happened to the Rebel used the motor short term? What happened to the Carrassiers molds? That I couldn't say. That I couldn't say what happened to the molds. Somebody must have them somewhere. I've got a batch of Zvezda French Carrassiers that I've done. They're quite nice. And I've done a batch of Airfix ones as well. Damn it, I've glued that to the wrong side. What are you doing here, Karen? No, it is that way, isn't it? Yeah, it is that way. More glue, more glue. What I have got here to do still at some point is a batch of Itari French Carrassiers. They look quite nice. Be interested to see how they would turn out. Come on, come on. Don't let me down now. That's probably too high. So let's get him down a bit. Let's get him down a bit. That's not too bad. I think we can settle for that. Right, let's get the other arm on in a minute. This first arm doesn't fall off. They do look nice when they're done, don't they, Carrassiers? They do look splendid. Itari has it. Come on, come on. Don't let me down now. There you go, that's not too bad. That's quite a nice figure, actually, that. You can settle for that, I think. Just drop a little bit in the join there. Right. 2 left. Getting there slowly. Yeah, I think we'll use that one. We can only hope that they might be reissued. Don't apologize for leaving comments. That's what it's all about. Sorry, that was my phone going off. Yeah, don't apologize. That's what it's all about. Leaving comments, interacting. That's what it's about. Mentioning mentioning the crap weather we're having, etc., etc., etc. I'm not a superstar. I'm not sure I'd want to be a superstar, actually. I'm not sure I'd want to be a superstar. It's a lot of pressure with that type of lifestyle. All right, the money's nice, I suppose. That's okay. But a lot of pressure goes with it. What I was going to say was, I was at a coffee morning, church coffee morning, pre-COVID, and it was weather much like today, very wet, very windy, and there was only a few of us there. We was all huddled around this table. Nobody was really saying much. Sort of break the ice, I said, "Isn't it terrible about Dr. Crippen?" One woman looked up and said, "Who's Dr. Crippen?" So I then had to explain to her who Dr. Crippen was. She'd never heard of Dr. Crippen. First man to be arrested with the use of wireless. I personally, I have to say, what I know of this case, now we're talking about Dr. Crippen, what I know of this case, there is evidence to support the fact that Crippen's wife was in America. Although I will say, there was a body in the cellar. So whose body that was, we will never know. See, that's a long time before DNA science came out. And you can also argue the fact, well, if Crippen was on a boat going to America, what was he running from? He's obviously running from something. So, you know, no smoke without fire, I suppose. Right, there's a guy here with no arm on. So we'll put this arm on him. Now this one's dried. But a very interesting case, Dr. Crippen. And his girlfriend, I was saying, remember his girlfriend's name, Ethel somebody, wasn't it? Ethel Leneve or somebody. Yeah, fascinating case, Dr. Crippen. I like all cases like that, they're interesting. I suppose it's a case Sherlock Holmes would have solved easily, I suppose. As he solved most things. Here we go, that's another one done. That's another one done. Right, we seem to have a spare arm over here for some reason. Why do we have a spare arm over here? That's a loading arm with a cartridge, isn't it? So who wants a cartridge here? That's got an arm on it. So why have I got a spare arm over here? I don't know. I'll have to use that in a second. Right, what's this? What's this? What else have we got here? Right, so that can go down onto that. Okay. Right, two left. Two left. So we nearly completed this task. That's good. What I'll do is, when I've completed these figures, I'll let them dry for a while before I tackle putting the heads on them. Right, let's see if we can get this one. Get the thing level. Because we've got to glue the other arm on this. So we need to get this at the right angle. So the other arm will reach. Up slightly. That should do it. Right, we'll leave that one dry a minute. And we'll do the last one. So, yeah, I'm glad to get this job done actually, folks. Put that in there. Right, loader. That's a loading arm there. So, those are two firing arms, so that's no good. Don't want them. You probably want that arm then, don't you? Yes, we want that arm. This is the last arm. Oh no, we want one for that, don't we? Okay. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Clip them off a minute. Be a job well done, this. Glad to get this job out of the way. Yeah, I like old Sherlock Holmes. The only Sherlock Holmes I didn't really like was Basil Rathbone. Because that was all set in the 40s and stuff. I didn't like that much. I like the original stuff. Peter Cushing was quite good as Sherlock Holmes. I quite liked that. Hound of the Baskervilles. Up on Dartmoor. Nicely written stories. Stands the test of time. Classics always stand the test of time. Bit like I got those here, the Jeremy Brett ones. I got the Jeremy Brett ones here. All the ones that they did anyway. I don't think they did every single story. But all the ones that they did, I've got the complete set here. Yes, he was a very good, you're right, Frank. He was a very good Sherlock Holmes, Jeremy Brett. Very enjoyable series. That's great. Why have I done that one? Yes, I've done that one. Right, we can glue these on then. Yeah, a very fine series. What was that about Dr. Crippen? Dr. Crippen, there was a movie about him. Crippen, Dr. Crippen on board. Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a Dr. Crippen movie. The Third Man. Basil Rathbone. I couldn't get on with Basil Rathbone, I have to say. I think possibly that it was the fact that it was set in the 1940s, what they did. Him and Nigel Bruce. And I just... Damn. Seems an odd thing to be set in the 1940s when you're so used to it being set in the Victorian period. You know, you used to seeing people riding about on penny farthing bikes and all this type of thing. And then to have it set in the 40s with the sort of motorized traffic and stuff, it doesn't seem right. Mind you, having said that, you know, I watch Roger Moore as the Saint, and that's done in the late sort of 60s. But I was actually written, the Saint was actually written in the 1920s. You don't think of Simon Templar. Is that going to focus? You don't think of Simon Templar. There you go. You don't think of Simon Templar in the 1920s. You do think of him in the sort of 60s, stroke 70s. Can you imagine the car that he would have been driving in the 1920s? Simon Templar. Model T Ford or something. Right, we want one more arm. I thought I'd got all the arms. I want one more arm to fit this figure. Right, so we want, let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Yeah, let's look at that. What arm did I use for that? Yeah, that arm there, isn't it? Got to be careful which arms you use on these, because some arms sort of fit and some don't seem to fit that well. Yeah, Leslie Charteris wrote The Saint in the 1920s. I got that set here as well, the complete Saint. Well, they do two sets actually with Roger Moore, all the black and white ones on one set, then all the color ones on a second set. Come on, fingers, don't let me down now. God, these pieces are small. Ah, come on, come on. Right, so that one's done. So that can go on this one then. That's done. So we just got two arms to stick on and we're done. My God. Fantastic. Can't believe it. Excuse the noise, that's my eBay going off. Ah, that must be the wrong arm then. That must be the wrong arm. See, that arm's come adrift now, look. That arm has come adrift. Right, so that arm's not going to fit then by looking at it. Is this arm the same? That's the same arm, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Gonna make my life difficult here. Make my life difficult. Always one figure that makes your life difficult. Here's my cutters here. It always pays to have the right tools for the job. Makes your life so much easier. You've got the right tools for them. How long have we been going on this? An hour and 19 minutes. Yeah, see what I mean? See what I mean? Bloody fingers. Right. Yeah, I think this one will fit. At least I hope this one will fit. Let's have a look. I can get it on. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Come on, come on. I thought I was doing well up to now. What did I know? What did I know, folks? Look, if you don't behave, I'll set the monkey on you. I'll set the monkey on you. No, come on, come on. Be reasonable. You know you want to stick there, so be reasonable about it. That's not too bad. We'll stick at that, I think. Yeah, my hands are starting to twitch a bit now. Right. Leave that fella to dry. That's a spare arm, which we can put over there. Right, one arm to glue on this one. And that is it, folks. We have done them. Put out the bunting. Put out the bunting. Ah. This bloody glue evaporates like bloody mad, doesn't it? I know it's quick setting, but I don't expect it to evaporate. See, there's a little bit of a gap there, so we're going to have to fill that in a bit. We'll dab a spot of glue on it. Might just dab a little bit around there as well. There we go. Hurrah! That's all 12 figures with their arms on now. Hurrah! God. Ah, my marathon job. So we'll let them dry now before we do anything else to them. Let them set. Then we can get the heads on them and then fill them round with a little bit of filler here and there. But that's a job done anyway, so I'm pleased with that. So let's get these out of the way a minute. See, people see painted miniatures and people showing the painted miniatures. Callum with Edward Woodward. No. He was a war gamer, wasn't he, Edward Woodward? Callum. No, that's one series I haven't got. I know it was very popular in its day. arms, everyone. Great frontline assembly work. Well, what I'll do now is, as I'm going to leave them set for a while before I tackle any other jobs on them, what I'll do now is have a look at these. That's all you get in the box. That's it. Large box like that. All you get is that. That's okay. That's okay. We'll have a look at these milkmen. As we've got a bit of time left before I go and have my luncheon. Don't know what that'll be today, I'm sure. I haven't thought about lunch like that. There's your crate for your milk bottles. You're going to focus for us today. Might be better if we turn that off perhaps. There you go. That's your crate for your milk bottles. Then we have your first figure. Let's get some, excuse me a second. Get a bit of card and put that in there so you see that properly. Whether this will show up or not. Yeah, quite nice detail. Let's have a look at the face. Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Then you've got your milk churns with separate handles. What's nice is the milk churns are in see if I can show you that. They're in one piece, and you can see that anyway, despite the fact it's not gonna focus, but they are in one piece. There you go, look. That's nice. We've got milk bottles. Clear glass milk bottles, so you'll have to paint on some milk. Another one of milk churns. And your final figure, which doesn't seem to want to focus. Come on, there you go. Guy with a mustache. Yeah, quite a nice looking little set. So we'll put the two guys together anyway. Shouldn't take us much. Shouldn't take us much to do these two guys. So some light here, right? Right, but which guy is this then? That's the guy carrying the crate, isn't it? Okay. So let's scrape the arms off a minute. Flash off them. There's a bit of flash on them. It's not horrendous. There's a little bit. Head and two legs. And the head. Nothing else on that? No. So that piece of sprue can go in our sprue box later, which we always save the old bits of sprue because they are handy. They are very handy. Yeah, look like quite nice figures actually. Detailing is a bit soft in some places, so might have to, yeah, cut that in a bit or something. But it's nothing that can be done, folks. There's always ways around things on the modeling table. No matter what job you're doing, always things that can be sorted out. It's nice that companies like Mini-Art make these type of things. It's like I've said to you before, they add a bit of realism to the thing. Sort of human element, if you like, rather than constantly just painting military figures all the time. It's nice to have a change, still paint figures, but paint something different. Which I rather like that. Yeah, quite a reasonable mold line on these. But it's, like I say, with the appropriate tool, it's nothing you can't get rid of. Yeah, a busy day on the bench today. Well, certainly not going out in the weather we got at the moment. So might as well get some work done. Now you're going to have to be careful with this arm because it's got to be It's got to be at the right angle to put the box on his shoulder. So you're going to have to be careful with that. Come on, fingers. You can do it. You can do it, fingers. You know you want to do it. No, that's not all I'm done. Let's give me a shot glass a minute. Give me a piece of tissue in a minute. Right, put all the pieces in the shot glass when we've done them. Just so we don't lose them. Damn. Fingers are getting tired. My fingers are getting tired. My stomach's telling me it's time for lunch. Very enjoyable morning and nice to be back. Well, I haven't really been anywhere. It's just the one Saturday that I missed. And that was just down to the shaking. I'd had such a bad Friday with the shaking. What was lucky about it? Well, not lucky about it, but I mean, what was useful was I had a really bad day and it coincided with a trip to the doctor's, which was good. So at least she could see sort of how bad things can be. There I was in her consulting room, shaking like a blancmange in a breeze. The look on her face was pure good grief when she saw me for the first time. She didn't have to ask what the problem was. She said, "Oh, you've been like that." I said, "Well, this is the worst episode I've had." I literally, there you go. Yeah, some of the detailing on these figures is quite soft, I have to say. Could do with being a bit stronger defined, which is a bit of a nuisance. Saturday's better with me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nice to know people like what you do. Yeah, I mean, that was the worst episode I'd had. Which was not good. Trying to stop my arm from flapping. It was literally, my arm was literally uncontrollable. Even holding my right arm in my left, I just literally could not stop it flapping. Thank God all that's calmed down. So, like I said, I had the blood test yesterday, see what that reveals, if anything. I think if you're gonna they're gonna find something. They'll find it on the brain scan when they do that. Whenever they do that, I don't know when they're going to do that. Wait for an appointment, but they'll do it whenever they do it. So that'll be a day trip somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah, a little bit soft, some of this detailing on these figures, which is could be better. But nice looking figures nonetheless. They'll make nice civilians. It should look very nice when done. Now, obviously something's causing the shaking. Like I said to a friend of mine, I said, to be honest with you, I couldn't care less what it is. Because whatever it is, you've got it, and you've got to put up with it. So you might as well just find out what it is and then deal with it. It's the only thing you can do, isn't it, really? Find out what it is, see if they can do anything for you, and then deal with it. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it keeps me away from the workbench. That would be Very disappointing. Yes, I think I'm going on these figures. I'm going to have to do some detailing. Some of the detailing is a little tiny bit soft for my liking. What's the time? 12:30, is that? Yeah, how long have we been going on this? Hour and 41 minutes. We'll just clean these pieces up. And I think we'll retire for luncheon. Give my hands a break. We have a spot of lunch. And then we'll decide what we're going to do next. Yeah, I'll show you this torso in a minute. Right, let's have a look at this torso. See if you can see that. Don't know whether you'll be able to see that. I don't know whether it'll focus or not. Turn that off a minute. Yeah, there you go. Look. See the details are a little bit soft on that figure. I'll turn it round. Yeah, could do with being a bit come on. It's not going to show you now. It's not going to show me now for some reason. Oh, there you go. Could do with being a bit deeper for my liking. So I have to look into that. What's the face like? Now I see it up close. Face is not too bad. We can get away with that, I think. I'll show you the face in a minute on this guy. I'm going to cut my fingers first. Yeah, my fingers are done quite well today. I'm a happy bunny. Right, where's the mold lines? Down the side, and that's handy. Little mold line on his neck there to get rid of. Same on that side. But pretty good, actually. Yeah, let's see if I can show you this. I don't drop it. If I don't drop it, I don't know whether you'll be able to see that or not. There you go, you can just about see that. That's not too bad. You see that there? Let's try it without the light. No, it's not there. Ah, there you go. There you go. That's not too bad. We can cope with that. Right, I'll just do the cap a minute. Careful I don't scrape too much off of that. I have to fill it. Oh, come on. My fingers don't want to do this one. No, come on. Tell you what, there's always a way around it. Let's use the sanding stick. Let's use the sanding stick. Make life easier for yourself, Karen. Use the sanding stick. Right, try it now. No. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. There you go. That's got it. There you go. One figure. So I'm going to have to do some work on that to get the details a bit sharper. I'm not sure how I'm going to get around that. I'll think about that. I'll have some lunch. Well, okay. I'll give him a complete beard and I'll call him Anger. Okay. The guy carrying the crate is now christened Anger. Right. Nice to see everybody. Nice to be back. Another little job I'll do this afternoon is I'll get these based up. Get these based up because these are fantastic looking figures. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Beautiful. There you go. Beautiful looking figure. So I'll get these based up this afternoon, get them done. I think what you suggested is good, Frank. I'll put a rifle on the back of this guy. Yeah, I'm sure they will sort me out. Like I say, you know, I whatever it is, I couldn't care less. Because whatever it is, you got it, haven't you? So you have to say, right, hopefully they can give me something to stop it or really slow it down or whatever. But whatever it is, it is. So there's no point whinging or moaning about it. You know, you've got it, so you've got to put up with it and deal with it. That's it's life, isn't it? These things creep in when you get to reasonably old. No, I'm not reasonably old. I'm only 60 this year, which is not old by modern day standards. But when you sort of get in advanced years, these sort of things start creeping in, you know, and it's just life, isn't it? You know, and I look at my father, he was dead at 43, so I think, well, I've done a lot better than him. You know, that's, I think, to be honest with you, I've said something the other day, the same thing. I think, to be honest with you, how long you live and what you get is pretty much the luck of the draw, isn't it? But you can help yourself by not drinking too much and not smoking too much, or not smoking at all, actually. I think you can help yourself along the way. But, you know, hey ho, yeah. They'll hopefully sort me out. If not, at least that's just the way it is. Just the way it is. But at least it's better today than having all that business. That was horrendous. That was ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, thanks for a lot of people watch this on the rerun. Thanks for all your comments. Like I always say the same. Thanks for all your comments. Like I always say the same thing, but it's true. It's a lovely community to belong to. The community spirit is very good. You know, everybody's quite happy to help everybody along the way, which is fantastic. It sort of restores your faith a bit in humanity, everybody along the way, which is fantastic. It sort of restores your faith a bit in humanity when you get a group together like this. It's very good. It's very good. Maybe people at War Games should stand for office in politics or something. They do a better job than the people that are there now. It's very good. It's very good. And thank you to everybody. If there's anybody out there watching this now or on the rerun that has subscribed recently, thank you very much, because my subscriber count has gone up quite considerably lately, which is fantastic. It's nice to know that people like what you do. It's fantastic. Almost at 400, which I never thought that. I didn't know when I started what would happen. I just thought it would be a fun thing to do, put some videos online. There you go. I thought that'd be a fun thing to do, put some videos up. You've seen other people doing it. Well, yeah, that'd be fun. And I did, and I never had any sort of preconceived ideas of subscriber counts or anything like that. Just started off, and it's been fun. It's been fun. So, to each and every one of you, thanks very much. Have a nice weekend. Possibly see you in the middle of the week with a video, because I'll have these mini art figures based up. I'll get them done. And hopefully by then we'll have some I can't even see that. We'll have some color on these, or at least some primer on these, which we should do. So have a nice weekend. See you on the next one. If I can turn this thing off now. There you go. End.